Have you all guessed what type of gas is used to fill up the balloons? So if you all are listening me carefully, I have told you that it's a helium gas, right? It's the helium gas which is inserted inside the balloon because it is one of the lighter gas, and that's why it is filled inside the balloons to make the balloons fly higher and higher in the sky. Helium gas is filled in balloons. Okay, now apart from gases, there are some more particles and some more things which makes up the air. Let's see what are they. Presence of water vapor in air. Have you seen when you take off the very chilled water bottle from inside the refrigerator outside, you see these water particles, water droplets outside the container, the bottle. What are they? These are the water vapor. This shows that air constitutes of water vapor. When you open a refrigerator door, warm or humid air from the room enters the cooler environment inside the fridge. This can cause condensation to form on the surfaces inside the fridge, such as shells or containers. What is condensation? My dear students, the condensation is the process by which you can see these water droplets, because of which the ice is turning into the water droplets. When you just take out the very chilled water bottle from inside the refrigerator and at the room temperature, you can see these water droplets. This shows that air has water vapor, right? Let's see what. Ever notice steam rising from the surface of the water? This steam is water vapor, indicating that water is evaporating into air. This is very simple. You all have seen when you put this container above the flames, you can see these droplets on the boiling water. You can see these droplets. This shows that the steam which is rising from the surface of water also have the water vapor, right? You all must feel and must experience these foggy glasses while cleaning mirrors or something. You clean very precisely, but still these foggy left. Why? Because the glass results into water vapor due to condensation on the warm surfaces of the glass. What happened when you take the cloth? Suppose you have taken the cloth and you made little bit wet. Okay, now you are going to hold this wet cloth and going to clean the glass. The glass is at room temperature. It's in the room temperature. You can say it's little warm. And when you apply that wet cloth on it, what happened? Yes, it results in water vapor. So it is always that to clean the glass, always use the paper. You just use the simple paper without wetting it, right? Otherwise, it will left over these foggy glasses. This is due to the condensation. This shows that there are little bit water vapors, okay, which risen up when you just make the glass clean with the wet cloth, okay. What is condensation? Condensation occurs when warm, moist air, okay, please listen it carefully. When the warm, moist air comes into contact with the cooler surface, causing the water vapor in the air to condense into water vapor. Like I said, when you just make the wet cloth in contact with the warm glass, it results in water vapor. Here the condensation happens. Okay, when the warm moist air come in contact with the wet cloth or wet surface, it results in water vapor. For example, sometimes when you are in mega marts or huge shopping center, there is they have turned on the AC. It's a cooler a cooler what you say, cooler air around yours. Okay, around you there is a cool air, and you are wearing the specs. Okay, at the time when you exit from the mega mart or any supermarket, what you all experience? Yes, the foggy glasses. What happened to them? Why they get foggy? Because of condensation. Okay, this next example, car mirrors become foggy during rainy season. I've seen not or it when it rains. What happens? The AC system on not only cools, it does not have only one work to do to cool your surrounding, but it also help in removing the moisture, okay, from your surroundings. As the AC remove the moisture from the air inside the car, however there is still some moisture left, okay, and which result in the foggy glasses, because the temperature outside is cool and inside it's little warm, and when this cool and hot temperature come in contact, it result in vapor. Okay, the condensation process takes place and it shows that air has water vapor. Okay, and during time also you have seen, if you mostly it happens when you shower when you take a hot shower. The moment when you completed your showering and come outside the washroom or bathroom, as you open the door, the glasses you can see in the toilet, your glasses is little foggy, because the moist temperature and the cool temperature come in contact, which result in condensation process, and this shows that air has water vapor. Okay, foggy specs, that too is with the same reason I told you before. Now we have learned the characteristics of air. We have learned about the water vapor in the air. Now we are going to see that do water also have air? Yes, I told you in the previous section also that in the situation when you experience or you can see there is a fire because of oxygen, do not spill the water on it. You remember, because the water consists of oxygen. Let us see. Notice these small bubbles on surface water in glasses, soft drinks and soda bottles. Where from? Can you guess? Yeah, usually when you have your soft drink bottle with you and a straw, when these droplets come, but before that also, there in your soda bottle, soda glass, you can see these bubbles. Where do they come from? These are the bubbles of carbon dioxide. So there is in water, oxygen is also there and carbon dioxide is also there. Carbon dioxide, you can prove it by showing the bubbles in the soda water or in the soft drink. Okay, so it is proof that water have dissolved oxygen, nitrogen and carbon dioxide in it. Okay, a gas flows. It does not have any shape. It is transparent. It does not have any volume also, but the gas flows. How can we say that? You have seen the scuba divers or the divers inside the water. They have the oxygen cylinders with them. What does this consist of? It consists of oxygen, obviously. A tank of compressed air on their backs connected to a regulator that delivers air to their mouthpiece, and that's why these scuba divers float inside the water, okay, due to the presence of oxygen gas. So we have proved that the gas flows. Do you know why it is advised not to burn the dry leaves? Why it is said please don't burn the dry leaves? Mostly in India, We collect the dry leaves in the winter season and they burn the dry leaves in order to get some hot air, hot temperature during winter season. But it is advised not to do so. Why? Because why it is advised not to do so? Because by burning the dry leaves, it is going to emit out some harmful gases which result in pollution, okay, which result in suffocation, and it is very severe for the asthmatic patients. They are not going to survive in this kind of surroundings where there is burning of dry leaves happen, because it gives out harmful gases. Majorly, the gas which come out from these dry leaves is carbon dioxide, and this excessive amount of carbon dioxide suffocate people. You have seen this gas on your soft drinks and ice cream. Is this natural? Which gas is it? You have seen this gas, right? When you go to the ice cream parlors or soft parlors, seeing these gas coming out from it. This is nitrogen gas. Okay, frozen nitrogen. Okay, nitrogen. So we have studied about oxygen, carbon dioxide, helium. Now we are going to study about nitrogen. Nitrogen is the colorless, odorless gas, makes up the 78% of air inhaled by humans and is harmless when breathed with proper level of oxygen. Okay, we take in nitrogen also sometimes because it is also present in our surrounding, in the air, but it is not hazardous. It's not danger to consume nitrogen. Okay, but it is always advised to balance it out with the oxygen. It helps in safe storage of edible items. In your chips packet, have you ever wondered why these chips packets are so much fat, inflated? Because those chips packet are inflated with nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas helps in keeping these edible items preserved. Okay. Nitrogen does not support in burning. As you have learned that oxygen support in burning, but nitrogen does not help in burning. Now, we have completed composition of gases, composition of air, which are gases, water vapor. Now we are going to study about the wind. What is wind? Is wind is also air? Obviously, it's air only. But heavy movement of air is wind. When the air moves heavily, in a faster speed, that is known as wind. Storm, you have heard about storm, Andhi, that's wind only. Wind is the moving air that we can feel but cannot see. It can be a gentle breeze or a strong gust. Wind is caused by the air around us moving from one place to another. It can blow leaves, makes flags flutter, and even help us fly the kites. Okay, the speedy air is known as wind. Now, apart from the gases, the water vapor, there are small amount of dust particles also present inside the air. Now we are going to learn about them. What are they and how can we combat or stop these dust particles to get involved in the air? Because ultimately we are only going to breathe this air, and if it is hazard for our health, we are going to die also. Ever notice these dust particles in a pitch dark room during noon time? You all have. When in a dark room you just entered and there is a small opening in the window, from that opening the dust particles comes inside the room and you can see those dust particles. This shows that air has dust particles in it. Now, when these dust particles are coming from the industries or huge thermal plants, it also emit out some severe gases and it result in air pollution. You can see these are the causes of air pollution, burning of fossil fuels. We have learned in the chapter electricity that in order to generate the electricity, huge thermal plants are built so that they can burn the fossil fuels, but it is leading to smoke and dangerous gases in the earth, in the air, right? Automobiles, what are these? When we have seen automobiles is none other than about the vehicles which are on the road, but if these vehicles do not have their regular checkups, like they are not regulating the air pollution, they are not checking their the air pollution in the cars, it leads to air pollution. Sometimes these automobiles emit out carbon monoxide. This is the very hazardous gas. Okay, it leads to air pollution. So every time, every vehicle owner must go and check their cars or vehicles. Okay, agricultural activities. Okay, sometimes what happens, the farmers used to burn their left out grasses, or you can say left out weeds. Weeds are the waste grasses, but if they keep on burning these weeds or the grasses which are not useful for them, but in the air they are giving pollution, it leads to pollution. Okay, so these activities must be in a balanced way, in a not in the high level, but should be balanced out. And factories and industries also gives out different gases. So what are the solutions? Energy conservation. What you all can do, you can switch off the lights when not in use, because these lights are a result of burning of a lot of fossil fuels. So if you conserve the energy today, you can ultimately help to combat the air pollution, right? Use CFL devices. Okay, instead of these bulbs, high watt bulbs, use chlorofluoride lights. Okay, what they do, they use short electricity, they use less electricity. Okay, chimneys helps in filtering out the gases. Okay, more and more amount of chimneys must be fitted in the industries and factories, so that large amount of hazardous gases can be filtered out and come outside the factories and industries, which does not harm the air. Pollution check. Okay, as I told you that these automobiles must be regularly in checking their pollution. Okay, otherwise they will emit out hazardous gas, which is carbon monoxide. And tree plantation. So there are many causes, but solution is one, to plant the trees. Afforestation. Huge amount of trees can solve our problem of air pollution. Okay, so try to plant more and more trees. This is all about the chapter. Now we will going to proceed with the NCERT exercise. So in your NCERT exercise, your question number 1 is, what is the composition of air? We have learned that the air is composed of gases, water vapor, small dust particles and smoke. Okay, which gas in the atmosphere is essential for respiration? Oxygen. How will you prove that air supports burning? I have given you ample amount of example in the notes that oxygen supports in burning, right? When their flammable oils come in contact with the oxygen which is present around, then it will catches fire, right? This will prove that oxygen supports burning. How will you show that air is dissolved in water? I have given you the example of scuba divers, which carry the oxygen cylinders on their back, which helps in providing the oxygen, and ultimately it proved that oxygen help them to flow in the water. Why does a lump of cotton wool shrink in water? Because the cotton is not empty, right? I have given you the example of the empty glass and empty container. That is not empty. There is an air inside which is occupying the space. And when this cotton wool, which already have the air inside, have the space, when it dipped inside the water, it shrink. Okay, because of the air. The layer of earth around the earth is known as atmosphere. I told you that there is a huge blanket of air which is present around the earth, and it is known as atmosphere. The component of air used by green plants to make their food is oxygen. Okay. List 5 activities that are possible due to the presence of air. I have told you in the beginning of the chapter only. All this swinging of trees, swinging of rides, or you can say the flying of kite, the flying of air balloon, the floating of air balloon in the sky, all are these activities. Firki, I have told you about the firki as well. These are the 5 activities which are possible only due to air. How do plants and animals help each other in the exchange of gases in the atmosphere? I have already told you in the notes how do they balance out the oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Okay. So this is the ending of this chapter. We will meet in the next class. Till then, keep on learning and keep on